Doodle Bud. I'm back again, and you're back again. Today we're looking at, we just say Pelikan, but I guess it's supposed to be Pelikan. I'm not going to try to do a terrible German impression to say it properly, but you know which pen this is. So this is the M805. Just that super classic looking pen. You know, it's got the Pelikan bill, and let me back up to, you can see the finial there on the cap with the mother and the chick. Piston filler. You know, there's just a lot of great things about this pen. You can, again, there's super in-depth videos that will go into this one, but I just thought I'd show you this one really quick. I got this from Cult Pens in the UK. Good deal ongoing, and I got this nib instead. So this is the two-tone nib that typically comes, well, that does come on the 800 versus the 805, but it just looks too good not to have the two-tone. So I don't like this with the gold trim. I like the palladium trim, but I also want the nib that comes with the 800 versus the 805. So I put a request in, and they did that for me, which was really great. It's just, yeah, super beautiful nib, and the two-tone really accentuates that. As you can see here, that's the extra fine. Nothing too exciting about an extra fine. They are nice because they do pop off, and in theory, you could just buy a bunch of different nib units and swap it in them out, but they're quite expensive, so I don't know if you're going to be doing that. But anyways, if you wanted to, you could do that. Just have multiple pens all in one. Yeah, it's a really great pen. The fit and finish on it's fantastic. It's tough to see because it's pretty dark here, but when you do fill it up, you can see the ink level. But you gotta have a good light source, kind of hold it up to the light to really check out the ink level. But there is, you know, an ink window on this pen as well to check out how much you got in there. But yeah, well, I'll just give it a quick writing sample, show you what it looks like. If you're looking at getting one of these and you're looking for a review with an extra fine, I guess I should have another fine or extra fine nib handy to show as a comparison. That would have been good if I had that prepared, but I don't. So maybe what I'll do one of these days is I'll do just some nib comparisons. I'll post something on an Instagram or whatever on my Doodlebud Instagram, and just so you can have, I know there's lots of resources for that, but one more won't hurt. And can have some nib comparisons. Maybe this with, like, say, a Lamy 2000 extra fine. I have one of those. That's kind of a popular pen as well. So the ink I'm using, don't want to spell it, it's the Monteverde Sapphire. I find it goes nice with this pen, and it's also one of my favorite inks. This is one I consistently go to all the time. So let's just fill this up. I'll give you a quick writing sample, then we'll get out of here. So any piston filler, I always just usually squirt out a couple drops afterwards, invert it, and then put that out of the way. See if you can see it'll just kind of suck the ink back out of the feed there a little bit. Doesn't that look nice? Looks just great with that ink sitting on the nib there. Let me just wipe this real quick. There we go. I do like on this one how it's got the metal band around at the end of the section. Let me just put this cap on so nothing terrible happens here. And I'd like to try an M1000 or 105 or 1005 one day as well, just for the size. The M800 here, this line is a good size, but I do like bigger pens, and I'd like to try a 1000 just to see what that feels like. But anyways, this is the M805 with an extra fine. Not much give out of this nib. Like a tiny little bit of, I wouldn't call that line variation. I would say it's maybe more line saturation. You just get a little bit more ink on it. Reverse writing, if I remember, yeah, it does it. You know, like most pens, it's quite scratchy upside down. fairly dry, but this actually does it quite well. I don't know, I never really reverse write with with a fountain pen, but I guess if you had to just type something write something super small in a box or something like that, and the nib is just too big, you can always do that. So yeah, the wetness, I mean, it's an extra fine, so it's not going to be crazy wet. I did just ink this as well, but you know, you get some decent wetness out of this for an extra fine. You're not buying an extra fine to have a super wet nib. But yeah, fit and finish is nice. Super classy looking pen. It's a 4-start thread, so you know, one go around and it's capped. So it comes off pretty darn quick. Just boom, lids off. So that's one nice feature about the pen as well. The posting is nice and secure. So yeah, it's a super well made pen. It looks nice. That's the big reason you get it. Super pretty nib as well. Anyways, would love to hear your comments, and we'll catch you again next time.